Your favorite couples here so easily accessible. Grab your headphones, hit play, turn up the decibel. Master of the pod like a young Skywalker. Shout out to homie Yoda, cause great all we talkers. The crew is firm, so it's love to AZ. You signed the template. Scorch the competition simply. Sure to get you high like some true West Coasters. Look at the flick of the wrist, one guardian Leviosa. LA is always sunny, Comic-Con with honeys. Pokemon and Dunny, sneaker hype, be sticking money. Erase your rows of eyes and see Lee made it funny. Time flies and now my flux capacitor is running. You not rocking with us, you like a muggle wizard, see. Just stupefy yourself with the wave of wizardry. Like Mario standing still in the left's a moving screen. A world full of nerds, but only two nerdly. The dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly. The dopest show you ever heard, you see. It will be. In your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly.
Hello and welcome to the Nerdly. I am Chris.
I'm Rachel.
Hi everybody. How are you doing? Hopefully you are safe and healthy, and you know what day it is. Maybe I've definitely forgotten the day of the week at least 3 times this week. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, Rachel.
A little bit. Yeah.
It makes me feel I'm kind of glad we don't time travel in Animal Crossing, because I feel like I would get even more lost in what day it is.
Right?
Because you turn it on and be like, oh, it's May 15th. Like, really?
I mean, I've been tempted
I would just leave
too.
it.
I've been tempted too. Especially our friend Brandon has some really cool shit on his island.
Yeah.
And we do not have as cool shit.
We have some cool shit. But, yeah. But yeah, how's everything going? How are you doing? I mean, I'm here with you every day, but how have you been doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know, it's kind of a weird time right now for everybody. Because it's like, we're, I think 3 weeks or almost 4 weeks in now.
Which is nuts. It feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I mean, in a weird way, it feels like, I think it's because every day is the same. It just feels like time is passing in a weird way.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's like the days are the same, but you also you're trying to get through and do other projects and try not to think about it, but you kind of have to a little bit.
I try to keep somewhat informed, but at the same time, the news is just super depressing.
Yeah. And
everything I hear is just
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just adjusting for you because you're a little lower. What? What's happening? What are you laughing?
Nothing.
Am I ruining your experience right now?
It's okay. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. So, just trying to get through and everything just like everybody else, I think. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Hopefully you guys are keeping entertained. We're trying to figure out ways to entertain ourselves, and most of it has been Animal Crossing, as you have heard from our last episode, and both of our social media lately. But yeah, we did try to watch some new stuff to kind of just kind of take our mind off things, and it's an easy time to be binging things. And obviously one of the bigger things, I want to get into this first because it was we just watched it today. We caught up with Star Wars Clone Wars, last 2 episodes, finished the Ahsoka and the Martez's run of this last, I think 4 episodes, right?
Yeah, it was 4
of
episodes.
That. And it was kind of slow. I think. I think you had that same reaction. You were just wanting to see more of some of the other people, but they spent 4 full episodes on these new. I mean, the new characters were fine. It was just slow. It could have been 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah,
or 1, to be honest. I don't know. I think everyone else I've seen talk about it is kind of in the same boat where. It's kind of a letdown because, a lot of us have been wanting, more Clone Wars ever since it got taken off the air. And so we were really hoping for, I think, a lot more of, Anakin, Ahsoka. There's still so many, kind of loose ends that needed to be tied up. And then, other things that have happened, in the interim. And, things that tie in with either, Mandalorian or, some of the solo stuff, which we got a little bit of toward the end, but really it was just kind of like, it's ever since the beginning it's been kind of bland. Like, kind of like the stuff about the rogue, like renegade, like clone trooper guys, but even that was just kind of like and then this was like really weird. I don't know.
I mean, I like that they were trying to help do the, like you said, it should have been 1 or 2 episodes maybe. I do like that they tried to do a lot more with trying to reconcile Ahsoka's feelings after being a Jedi and what she wanted to do and how she got reinvigorated to help people. Because I think that is like a huge thing for her, is that we just don't know where she was at mentally with with that, like how she could handle it or whatever. So it's one of those things where I get why they kind of chose to do that a little bit with her, but then again, like you said, it could have been 1 or 2 episodes to get her to the revelation. She didn't need to be four episodes of all of this. Because you do want to get to the meat of the story. You want to see stuff with Obi-Wan. You want to see stuff with Anakin. Even though, like, I guess you address more of that in Revenge of the Sith, but it's like you want to see more of that build-up, too. And, like, some of the best stuff is seeing the Obi-Wan and Anakin stuff, and you only got, like, 1 scene of that so far in 7 episodes, I think. So, I can see that why it's a little bit disappointing. And there's only, like, what'd you say, like, 4 episodes left?
There's
4 or 5?
4.
Yeah, it's only 11 episodes this season? Jeez. Yeah, so, interesting time. But yeah, I mean, I'm still just glad to be back in the world. I think it's a beautiful looking show as always. I think that, you know, the voice acting is great and stuff like that. But yeah, it has been a little bit slow. But yeah, I think that, you know, they're doing things in a way to kind of like give you more of the background story. But how much of this is the thing that the audience wanted versus, like, I mean, it's Dave Filoni's series, so he can do whatever he wants. I just think, like we said, I think we could have shortened a lot of that catharsis, I guess, to make it work a little bit faster, especially with only 11 episodes. But oh well, what can you do? Hopefully, the next 4 are more exciting or whatever.
True.
And if they're amazing, it'll make it worth it, because Clone Wars just has so much content. Like, there's only a couple. Like, there's just beats that are fantastic. So if they can hit that point near the end of the season, I'm still going to be happy with it, I think, personally.
For sure.
But yeah. The other 2 things we did binge because everyone has been talking about. Literally every meme for the last week or 2 that we've been off air has been about this. We decided to watch Tiger King. Which I knew was going to be kind of a tough watch for you. Did you kind of feel that way before we started watching? Like, you knew that it was going to be a little bit...
I just didn't really know a ton about it. Like, I had seen people talking about it, and I assumed there was tigers in it, obviously. But I didn't really know the extent of the animal cruelty and abuse that was going on.
The atrocity that we were going to witness, basically.
It was fucking terrible, man. Like, it's awful. Yeah, and it just, I mean, I've already, like, ever since, like, the SeaWorld shit came out and, like, all this stuff, like, I've pretty much vowed, like, unless I know a zoo is, like, at least fairly legit in their, like, morals and, like, you know, I don't think any animal should be in a cage, like, really, like, there really shouldn't be. It's cool to be able to see different animals that we wouldn't get to see otherwise, in that respect, but at the same time, like, they should just be in their natural habitat. So, like, it just, like, solidified it even more that I just, like, hate these people that try to run these private zoos and shit, and like, yeah, it's awful, and yeah, I hate everyone in that documentary.
It is funny that, like, I don't know, I just think it's funny that pop culture kind of took a hold of that show, because I will say, if divorced from the reality of the situation, obviously, with, like, how horrible the animal situation is, the characters, the quote unquote characters of the show are just, you couldn't even, like, really fake them. Like, to be honest with you,
I mean,
the fact that
seems like that's just generally life. That's why there's so many, you know, based on true stories out there, because there's so many, like, people and characters in the world that are just, like, so fucking insane that you would never be able to like even create them. They're just their own unique snowflake.
Generally, it's just like one of the craziest like cast of characters I've ever seen. There's only one character like everybody was saying. I think like online, the only character that or person in the episode or in the season that is even like close to being a really okay person is the woman, the keeper that lost their hand, and everyone was pretty sure
that girl and actually like honestly a lot like that one
guy. A lot
of the keepers that worked there were like they actually gave a shit, like they cared about the animals and they didn't want to see them put down and everything. But honestly, I think one of the most genuine people was the guy that was his campaign manager.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for him.
Oh yeah, the young guy.
God damn! And then he had to like witness some terrible things.
I just think it's so crazy that he got roped into this because he's like, oh, I need to do a campaign. You know, this is my dream job, be a campaign manager. And now he's like the most normal person who gets roped into this crazy world of tiger keeping. Yeah. And yeah, like it's just nuts. The people that got roped into this thing. And I just, generally as a person who enjoys entertainment is like, I can't believe that so many people watch this and then like, we're just in on this thing as a pop culture moment, I guess, within all the crap that's going on around the world. I feel like this was the one thing that everybody was like, okay, we can just kind of shit on these people. Yeah. Because they are generally horrible people. Yeah. Did you come to the conclusion that Carole Baskin killed her husband?
Oh yes, 100%.
You're also on the boat. Mm-hmm. I think so too. I mean, I don't know. There's got to be there's something going on there.
If she didn't kill him, she definitely like had a hand in it.
Yeah, she knows what happened.
She knows more than what she's saying she knows. Yeah.
Because the thing was like, I feel like the pettiness of changing his will after like or getting his will at least and breaking in to do that is pretty damning. And
like then she wrote out like his entire family.
Yeah.
Like his blood family. Yeah, that's fucked. That's truly fucked.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty crazy.
So if she didn't kill him, she's definitely fucked up in the head.
She's definitely a little bit culpable, for sure. But I will say, like, I think it's funny that everyone's doing these Joe Exotic cosplays because he is such a horror. I mean, he's a character, but generally, like, he may have started out at a like okay place, but by the end, he's like one of the worst people you've ever seen as like a pseudo celebrity.
I think I was telling you, I think his only like minorly redeeming like factor or like trait is that he actually exposed some of the other people.
Oh yeah,
and what they've done. Yeah. Like that other guy who I think I hate the other guy.
Oh yeah.
More because he's not only taking advantage of, and like I hate him more because he was killing like infant cubs basically, which is terrible.
But he's basically like grooming young women
but he also has a cult of like very young, vulnerable women that he's basically enslaved. Yeah. That are working for like, what did they say, like $100 a week? Yeah. Like, it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's really weird.
All of it is disgusting. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good to watch it. Not good to watch, but it was like interesting to watch it because
it's important to know that this thing exists so that we can stop it.
Yeah.
It is important to know it, but it's also awful and terrible, and I want to kill all of them because I love cats so much. I was literally like, multiple times I like held my cats and cried. I will not lie to you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry this person exists.
Don't like the third or fourth episode, we had to like take a break. We took a break to watch something else in between because you just needed a mental break from whatever the hell was going on during the season. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like if you haven't heard this story or listen or watch that show, you should watch that show. I was starting to think about there's also a supplemental podcast that's talking about the Tiger King as well that gives more context, I guess. Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, but I might have to do that. But we're recording this on a Saturday, the 11th, and supposedly either tomorrow, the 12th, or the 13th, there might be an addendum episode for the season. From what I heard, I haven't seen confirmation of that yet, but maybe I haven't gone on Netflix in a little bit. But we might have to watch that just so that we know if there's any conclusion to what's going on with some of the other people in the episodes. But yeah, it's just a crazy thing to be. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody's like memeing it, and there are people doing closet cosplays of it, of Joe Exotic, and like the pictures are so. I think the thing that really made Rachel cringe was the fact that Joe Exotic makes his own music.
Oh my God, they're all so terrible, so terrible. Wait, how many episodes were there?
I think there were 8. Is there a 9th episode on there yet?
There's only 7 episodes.
Oh, maybe there were 7. Then there's supposed to be an 8th at some point.
Oh, okay.
They haven't dropped it yet.
Because we watched Dethroned, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We did.
So no, there's no 8th episode yet. There's only 7 episodes.
Yeah, so that they should be updating that soon. That's what the rumor or the knowledge is so far, from what everybody has told me. But yeah, go watch it if you feel like it. If you're sensitive to animal cruelty, maybe don't. But it's also important to know that some of these people did get put away, or some of the projects that are underway, because the other guy that's like making a zoo now or whatever is kind of a dick as well. It just doesn't seem great. But yeah, we also went on another documentary binge and watched McMillions, which is one thing that I didn't know about. If you haven't watched McMillions, it's on Hulu, available on Hulu right now for free. Well, quote unquote free with your subscription. But yeah, McMillions is basically, you guys obviously should hopefully all remember the McDonald's Monopoly game, and that was running for years and years and years. And this really broke open apparently a conspiracy thing that was around getting the winning game pieces for the Monopoly game. What did you think of that series?
It was really good.
That one I think you enjoyed a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was far less depressing. Yeah. Still had depressing moments in it. There's certainly some sad stories that go along with that, because you kind of assume, like, oh, all these people are terrible, that they defrauded the system. But really, it was one guy who worked at the promotional company, and it was, I mean, I have to give him credit. It was pretty fucking ingenious what he did to steal them. Yeah. Like, and it was also a huge fuck up for them to send this one guy these, like, stickers to his home that, like, would allow him to basically open up these sealed envelopes and seal them himself, because he had the extra stickers and stuff.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, I don't know. I think it's not a huge spoiler. Anyway. But yeah, it was just this one guy, and then he basically tricked, like, I think the main 4 people knew a lot more than, like, the other people who got tricked, but it was almost like a pyramid scheme in a way.
Oh, absolutely, it was a pyramid scheme. Yeah, and because they were basically just funneling the money back to him.
Yeah. So basically the people who won, like, were barely getting any of the money, because they were told that they had to give, like, in order to have won this, they had to give a certain percentage. Some people had to pay up front before they got their ticket, to get the ticket. And then they were and then a lot of them were being taxed on this money and didn't realize they were going to be taxed on it. And then were having to pay that on top of what they were having to owe to someone else.
So
like,
crazy.
It was terrible. Like, these people just got totally fucked. And then when they prosecuted for it, like, everybody who's involved, even these suckers who either thought they were, like, doing it fairly legitimately or, like, thought they were helping someone out, got just totally screwed. Keanu, what are you doing?
She's on the table. She's trying to contribute to the show.
You're being cute in a way, but you also need to not knock shit down.
But yeah, no, I think that the episode or that series was really, really well made, and it also had some very interesting characters as well. Like, one of obviously the favorites of Rachel's and of mine I think anybody who watches that thing is the agent. Yeah. And you would think, FBI agents, usually when they're on a documentary, it's just a flat, like, this is what we did. We went in and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because they don't want to say too much, which he still doesn't. Like, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah, he does it within reason.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a ham.
Oh, yeah.
Total ham. He
Total
loves
ham, yeah.
being on camera. You can tell that the way that he exudes his energy on the episodes. But that Agent Matthews was incredible to watch, because the things that he said are just so fabulous. The way that he treated it. But we were thinking of who we would like fan cast as certain people, right? I think. And for them, like, who are we saying? The lady who was the HR rep for McDonald's, the marketing rep. Who you were saying would be perfect for her?
At first I was thinking, well, no. I was joking that she was like Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah, she does have that look, for sure. She's total HR rep. Perfect, yeah.
But I was thinking maybe like Kate McKinnon or
Kate
something.
McKinnon would be good.
Yeah.
I think Amy Poehler would be good at that, too.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah.
What were you saying? We were thinking who was it? There's a guy who was like a Mormon dude the guy who dupes the other guy.
Yeah.
That was one of the recruiters. We would say he would be John Goodman for sure.
Yeah, he did. He just sounded like John Goodman.
Yeah, absolutely. And he kind of had the look a little bit too. And then the guy who got duped, the Southern kid, it would definitely be Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Because he even sings.
Yeah.
He's like a karaoke singer.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So I think that's perfect. We had somebody for. Oh, you had somebody for the mom, Robin, the one who was like chain smoking the entire season.
Oh yeah,
and it was
she has passed
away. What was her name again? I forgot her name.
Jan Hooks, I believe.
Jan Hooks, yes. Yeah. Because basically, if you ever watched 30 Rocks, 30 Rock. 30 Rock. She was Jenna's mom, and that would be exactly the character. That's exactly who she is. But yeah, I think it would be that would also be a fun movie to watch, I think, or an interesting movie to watch. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. And you said we were looking it up, and I think we said Ben Affleck and Matt Damon bought the rights to it?
Yeah.
So maybe something's going on with that. But Mark Wahlberg helped produce this documentary.
Yeah, I think they bought the movie rights and he bought the television rights.
The docuseries rights.
The docuseries rights. So,
yeah. Yeah, I think it was one of the more enjoyable ones because they really did space it out really well, and they give you a really good backstory for everyone. I mean, Tiger King did too. They got everybody their fair share of what the hell was going on. But with McMillions, at least there wasn't like as much cruelty and death. There was a little bit of death.
Was there death?
Yeah, the one guy.
Oh yeah. But that was an accident.
Yeah. So it wasn't it wasn't like gruesome or it was. I mean, it's gruesome, but it's also not like vindictive or whatever, and not as crazy depressing as we thought it could have been.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, those are the two like documentaries I think are important to watch right now, or just something that you can entertain yourself with now at home and stuff. Rachel got to replay Abduction for a little while. What'd you feel like? How'd you feel playing it the second time since back in 2016? We had just read that it came out 2016. You haven't played it since then.
Yeah, it's weird how like there's certain things that I remember about it that were helpful, so like I didn't get as stuck as I had before. Well, there definitely were still moments that I got kind of stuck on that I could remember, like because there's so many like weird pathways and things, because there's a good portion of it is like a teleportation mechanic, where like each world that you're in has like almost like a bubble world like across from it or adjacent to it, and there's these teleporters that you can use to get directly to them, but then if you try to walk to the other area, you basically just teleport to the opposite end of where your little world is.
Yeah.
It's really, and I know that doesn't make any sense probably me saying it like that, but yeah, every world that you're on has another world. So there's 4 worlds. So there's 2 worlds that are connected to each other, and then your world that's connected to another one. But yeah, that's all I can say. It's hard to describe, but definitely look it up. It's a really cool game.
And now it just released on Xbox.
Yeah, it's on Xbox now, guys. And there's new content to it, which is cool.
Yeah, I think you were surprised about that.
Yeah.
Mainly because we weren't keeping up with the updates, I don't think.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just opened up the game and there was all new stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty rad.
Yeah. Which should add context to whatever the story is of the game for everyone. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, cool. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. We've kind of had to improvise and figure out things to kind of talk about or do in general. Yeah. Like, these are going to be pretty short episodes until maybe we can find some people. I mean, I'm going to start reaching out to some people to hopefully come in and chat and stuff like that too, and just have some conversations because, we're just all at home. So what else are we going to do?
100%. Yeah.
Try to have that interaction and stuff like that. But yeah, I think, hopefully in the coming weeks we'll I don't think anything. I was talking about it with some friends today that I don't think we're going to be back to quote unquote normal, if that's even a word that we can even say. We're not going to be back to any sort of like back to way it was for a long time, if ever. I think it's going to be a new kind of thing because obviously out here we're under home order till May 15th. Now it's going to be a little bit of time, and obviously now today I think it was cool that WonderCon sent out an email because WonderCon was supposed to be happening this weekend. WonderCon has all these WonderCon at home events happening. They gave a little like printable PDF of a badge that you can print out and just have at your house.
I thought that was cool.
I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
But they're also doing a WonderCon cosplay, WonderCon at home cosplay event, which I think was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
Just trying to get people to reach out and stuff like that, or like interact and all that. A lot of our friends are now. Is she playing with the ball? A lot of our friends are now, or we were doing it also today. People were reposting a lot of pictures from past WonderCons.
Yeah.
Which was nice. It's fun to kind of see, but also like it's like weirdly bittersweet too. What is she playing with?
I'm sorry, guys. I've never seen her play with a toy by herself ever.
She usually is playing with,
or sometimes she'll play with she'll play with things that are not supposed to be toys. But this is the first time I've seen her actually playing with a toy. Where she's playing it with it by herself.
She was playing with the other day. She was like grabbed a rubber band and was just batting that around.
Oh, really?
That was all she was playing.
Yeah, I know some cats like hair ties. I should actually see if she wants some of my hair.
She might. She might like that.
I'm trying to keep them entertained too because they're like, "Why are you here all day now? This is so weird." Our animals are very confused.
Yeah.
They're like, don't you have places to be?
Don't you have something to do?
Other than stare at me and take videos and pictures of me constantly.
I mean, that's all we have. That's what we have right now.
I know.
That's a part of the thing. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so it was cool. It's been cool to look back on like past WonderCons, and look at some of the pictures and stuff like that. Do you have a past WonderCon memory that you like really, really cherish, or like one or any like costume that you really like?
Well, I think one of my favorite WonderCons was the first time I ever had my gem cosplay with the umbrella.
Yeah.
And that was something that I was like super proud of, and like I really loved. I still love that costume. I'm gonna do it again at some point soon. Yeah, and I just loved like the reaction and like feedback that I got from it, and a lot of the pictures that came out from it were really, really awesome. And like I got some really cool stuff back from like Noggin and Jay Rulison, and I think John York took some pictures of me that weekend too.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, just really cool. Like some of my favorite pictures that I've ever had from a convention were from that convention. And you and I took some stuff together, like on the staircase and stuff, which was just the umbrella. And I just love, like, I guess just like the way the light reflects off of it and like everything. And then the way that the coat looked with it and everything is such a cool, like, vibrancy and stuff. So anyway, that's like one of my favorite times that I can remember because I just loved being in that costume.
Yeah. I think one of mine was just we did and I think we've discussed this before, but one of the costumes we've done before, like way long ago, one of our first like couple cosplays. Jesus, I can't talk. We haven't done this in a couple weeks, so sorry. But when we did like a couple cosplay, and we actually got a little bit of a group together, and we did the Lego Movie. And that was the first one we wore it to, and that was like only 2 months after the movie came out, I think. And we wore it there, and the reaction was really, really good, and we loved the group we were in with Aubriana and James and Samantha, and we actually ran into a couple of other people, and we did those panels at WonderCon that we got to meet some of the writers that helped with the movie, and they were really excited to see us too, which was really, really cool. But yeah, I think that was one of my favorite experiences just because it was just such a fun costume to do with everyone, and just the way that it's just fun to have creators also acknowledge when you do something of theirs.
Yeah.
Like
that was really cool.
We've had some really good interactions with people that way. Because, you know, when we did Umbrella Academy, we got to meet Gabriel Ba at San Diego Comic-Con. He was just so happy and took pictures of everyone's costumes and he'd repost certain things and stuff like that. And then I think when we met J. Scott Campbell, he signed your stuff and he was super nice about it and stuff like that. And then who else was there? There was somebody else too that reacted to one of your costumes. That was like, yeah. Well, the J. Scott Campbell one was cool too because his girlfriend saw you first. That was the first.
That was at Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con, yeah. No, I was just saying generally at conventions. It's been really nice to have that. And then we were in the Up costume, getting to meet Everett and Austin.
Which we need to have him on again.
Yeah. Well, now that
Since he won an Oscar.
I don't know. He's an Oscar winner now, so I don't want to take up too much of his time.
Oh no, he would totally be down.
He's
a cool guy.
Yeah.
Cool dude. Dude guy.
Very, very talented man. But yeah, no, we don't have too much else to chat about really, because there isn't much going on. I mean, Marvel announced new dates for everything. Now Black Widow is going to be in the Eternals slot, which is in November. I think Mulan moved to July.
Okay.
And a lot of the Marvel movies got pushed back by like 6 months or so, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, those are their money-making machines. So it's kind of wild to see how all this is shifted. And any day now, we're anticipating an announcement about San Diego Comic-Con because all the news sites right now are talking about Comic-Con being possibly canceled.
Yeah. They're saying it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I mean, it's getting closer and closer. Vendors are probably not going to have much, like the big vendors.
That's really the major factor, because we could be getting close to being able to, like, you know, be able to go out in public and stuff like that, and the restrictions may be more lax in July, but
I don't even know if people. I mean, some people will, but not. There's going to be people who are like, I'm not going to go in a crowd like that.
Yeah.
With this stuff still going on, and no vaccine still there. You know.
Yeah. Like that's the scary thing, and that's why I think that's probably there. Yeah, I think because people are so scared, I think they want to just take that out of the equation and just be like, yeah, we're not even going to give you a choice. Like, this is how it's going to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that people don't have to, like, choose between their health and having a good time, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's probably for the best. And yeah, like, they're just vendors. I mean, the artists may have stuff to sell, but yeah, the vendors probably won't have much merchandise to sell because
what's being made right now.
Yeah, like there's nothing being made, like stuff.
They're not going to be able to announce a lot of stuff.
Yeah, shipments are taking forever. Like, things are delayed because, like, so many places are, like, places on the other side of the world are like slowly coming back, but then they're saying that things might get shut down again. Like they're going through this little cycle, like where they kind of let people out, and then that was like a big mistake, and so yeah, and that's why I think they moved our date later, because they're realizing that like China like kind of like opened up too soon, it seemed like, and then people started getting infected again, and so they're going back. Like I don't know, it's so weird. Like there's so much involved in it, and going back and forth.
It's scary because there's a lot of people that we know that have been kind of personally affected by it. We know some people who have gotten it now.
Yeah, and luckily, so far it seems like they're doing okay and they're recovering okay. And yeah, we'll just see how this all goes.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that, you know, some of my family friends have had some issues, not issues, but like have some deaths or like serious issues happening in their family that because of the COVID stuff. So it's just tough. It's tough. I mean, my heart goes out to all the people and stuff like that. I'm very grateful that we also have friends that are making things to help people.
Yeah, definitely.
Our friend Cynthia Kirkland, who is in Florida, she is part of a group that's making a bunch of 3D printed face masks, the plastic face guards that hospitals have been using and requesting. A lot of our friends, like our friend Mandy Holmes, is part of a group that's sewing a bunch of fabric masks that have inserts or have pockets to insert filters. Our friend Chrissy is doing that as well. Big groups of cosplayers are just doing that, and that's great. I wish I knew how to sew.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of them. Yeah. Well, actually, I just found, and I guess I'll mention this, and I'll have to look it up. And
take your time.
Talking about this, I'm trying to remember who posted it.
Well, I'll say I'm
Sarah Brockman posted it. That like, because ironically, I have a sewing machine, but I'm really shitty at it, and it's also a hand-me-down. I haven't actually plugged it in to see if it works. It's probably something I should do.
Yeah. Well, we also don't even have any spools for it yet.
True. Yeah. So there's probably things that I need to buy for it that I may not have that I have to look into. But my friend Sarah Brockman had posted that like if you don't know how to sew, one thing you can do to help the people who are sewing is you can get fabric, and I think there's a site, it's called Masqueraders.
Yeah.
MaskerAiders.com. And they'll give you a pattern that you can, I'm showing Chris the picture of it.
Oh yeah, you can cut out shapes.
So if you can buy fabric and start cutting out the shapes so that you just send them a big stack, and then so they can just, it's like almost like a virtual assembly line.
Yeah.
So you can send them that, and then it's easy, it's quicker for them to make masks with.
Yeah. He started staring at the corner. I was freaking me out.
And so I may actually do that because I have a shit ton of fabric that I've just saved because I paid a lot for this fabric to do cosplay stuff with, but then I've never like finished it. So yeah. So that's something that you can do, and that's something I might do is start cutting out the fabric and sending it in,
sending it to people to sew.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do.
And I'll give a quick shout out to two people that helped send or give us some masks. So my friend Liz Cobb, who is at Hey It's Hawk Guy on Instagram. I've shot with her a couple times. She's a really great person. She gave us but basically just with extra fabric that she had was just helping her friends out, because obviously it's hard to get any masks anywhere. Yeah. And we ordered some online, but we need them for LA because they require it now if you're going to go to in the public. So we needed some here. She made some for us and dropped them off. We respected social distancing. She dropped it off on the sidewalk, and then I went and picked it up. She came over with her mask and gloves on. But big shout out to her. Mm-hmm. She made some. I had a friend over in Pennsylvania named Jessica who helped make us 2 more, sent those out, and we ordered some online. So, I mean, people are just out there helping out. So I really, really encourage you to find ways to help people if you can. We're going to hopefully, we're in a tough situation since, we're waiting. Rachel's still not currently working. I'm getting back into the world of working. It's gonna be weird though because I'm working from home. I've never done that with my job before, so it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, it's just, it's one of those situations. Everyone's got to roll with it, and hopefully people are supporting each other and not, not wallowing in despair. And it's easy to wallow in despair, and it's understandable in some of these situations. But hopefully you can find the light and find the way to help out. And that's hopefully what we're going to try to do too. And hopefully doing shows like, people are trying to do things to entertain people. And hopefully our show is doing that. Hopefully we can, help monetarily or physically at some point too. But everyone's got to find their way to do it. And I'm glad that there are people who are being so selfless in this moment when there's so many people who need it right now.
100%.
But yeah, I think that's all I got. We're going to hopefully have some stuff to do this next week. We have some projects that we're going to try to work on and stuff. We decided on a few things we want to do. Bought some materials, and we have the ability to do certain things from home. Just have to really get to it and stuff. But yeah, and we'll try to be on Twitch more and interact. Make sure, if you need anything or whatever, you can always DM us, ask us questions, whatever you want to do. We are very accessible on most of our social media. So if you can find us, come say hello. Obviously you can, because if you're listening to this, our social media, I would hope.
And we love Animal Crossing. I don't think we mentioned.
Oh yeah,
we mentioned it last time, I think, but we've been playing it even more.
Yeah. So at some point, maybe we'll try to host a virtual party on that and see if anybody wants to come over and just hang out on our island and stuff. Rachel spent most of the day today making our island look beautiful. She has been our little urban planner for the island. I've just been sitting on the couch like, yeah, that looks good. You did that, right? Yeah, good. Yeah, do that.
You done did it. Good job. Way to be. No, that's cool.
I just make money to build bridges and stuff like that. That's what I'll do. I'll do that that work until we get the terraforming. But yeah, it's funny to see. I don't know. I love seeing other people's stuff.
I'm enjoying like planting things and harvesting things and cutting down things and picking weeds. It's fun for me. I don't know why. It's soothing, I think.
Yeah.
I like doing... Well, I think that's part of my work was like a repetitive task that I did for hours on end every day. And so kind of like, it's mindless.
It is. You're right.
Enjoy it.
You're not wrong. I think that's exactly what it's about. But yeah, I hope people are enjoying it. And if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, or if you do and you don't have the game and you enjoy little like a quiet game that's like, easy to jump in and just have fun and relax on, Animal Crossing is absolutely perfect for that. But yeah, maybe if you have Switch codes, make sure to send us to our social media and we'll add you. And you can come visit us on Mungo Jungo, which is the worst island name. I've heard some great ones, and I do not like my own island name anymore. I wish I could change it, but apparently we cannot. We can change the tune. Shout out to Dan Salvato, because we have used the Doki Doki Literature Club music as our island theme music. It's pretty fantastic.
Pretty awesome.
But in any case, hopefully you guys have a great week, great time, a great, in quotes, however great you can make it right now. Hopefully you are safe, healthy, happy-ish, happy to also in quotes, however happy you can be right now with all the stuff going on. But yeah, we hope you're safe and healthy. Go forth and be nerdly.
Bye-bye.
Go enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, if you like this episode or any of the episodes that we've had, please do us a favor and go on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher and write us a review, and just subscribe to us on any of the platforms that you have. You can follow us on our social media at The Nerdlies, pretty much everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and what's the words? Instagram, YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, The Nerdlies. We do need more subscribers on that so we can lock in our channel and stuff like that. Rachel's social media is
Lady Raygun, LadyRaegun.
on Twitter, Instagram, and she has a Patreon account.
Yes.
That we are still shooting stuff for.
And also I have a Facebook. I don't have a Facebook anymore, but I have a Facebook page that is Lady Raygun Cosplay if you want to check that out.
Yeah, and that's also facebook.com/Lady Raygun. But yeah, come follow us and do all the things. We'll see you soon. And thank you so much for supporting the show.
Thank you.
Bye. Go forth and be nerdy.
Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdy. Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdlies.